Hey folks, so something I've heard Flerfs are still going on about when it comes to the final experiment is they don't think that any footprints were left in the snow. But if you watch the footage, you can prove them wrong. So I'm going to show you an old video I did back just after TFE came out, and then some other footage from TFE to just kind of reinforce that. So let's get into it.
Physics and logic on a level supreme. It's a curved reality, splitting Flerf dreams.
So this Flerf thinks that they've proved that this is fake, all the snow is fake, and there's no footprints. But if you watch very closely, pay close attention, you'll see he debunks himself.
So in this 360 degree positionable video, which, you know, we can kind of look around, we can see that, oh, people are doing things and obviously they've left tracks in the snow.
Please don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoy my content, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps out the channel, it helps you grow, it helps you get this out to more people. Thanks.
So I guess at this point in time, let's see if they can continue to leave tracks in the snow, or just like they say in Antarctica, you have to take everything with you, including your tracks in the snow. I've decreased the output play speed to quarter of normal so we can really pay attention to the dance that is going to happen in front of us. Here come some individuals, shadows. They don't seem to be leaving footprints.
I'll give you a hint. Pay close attention to the little ridge of snow under his feet, before and after. If you miss it, don't worry, I'll show you.
So, wherever they walk, wherever they dance, they are not leaving footprints in the snow to prove that they were actually on the snow. Now there's a lot of people are pointing out evidence that this is fabricated.
Do you see it? Do you see how he's debunked himself? Or did you miss it? If you missed it, don't worry, I'll show you a bit more closer here.
Is it now? My thoughts is that there was a 360 degree base layer that was created for this augmentable scenery. You could start out with a base layer that you film in 360 degrees, so that you can actually record things that are happening, and you can see people that are, you know, leaving their tracks in the snow. But once you have this 360 degree base layer, you can now augment your scenes by adding more layers, sequencing them to match up with reference points.
So I want you to pay attention to this ridge here in between the two tracks. There's a thin piece, bit of snow sticking up there. You look how it makes a continuous line all the way along until it's broken up a bit more. But watch and see where the person steps. Okay, so you can see that person standing right on that. He moves around a little bit. Now pay attention again once he's moved. And then I'm going to show you a right before, after, a right before, and then after you see a difference. And now you can see that line is actually been trampled down and broken up. That's from that person's footprints and the footsteps. See here, before, he hasn't stepped on it, and after, clearly there's footprints there. Now why is the rest of the snow not showing footprints? That's probably down to the fact it's well groomed. It's probably been hot, a bit warmer, and then cooler, and also there's wind, and that causes the top layer of the snow to be extremely hard, especially when it's been groomed like this, where you see its tracks. That's going to be very, very hard, and that's when you see certain places that the snow is actually impacted. Anybody who's lived in a snowy climate would know. I grew up in Alberta for nearly 30 years. I've seen this exact thing where snow does an imprint, especially if it's been really cold and really dry, and then certain places it'll give, or if it steps a little harder and stomps down in. This is why that little ridge probably gave away a bit, and you can see the impact, but the rest of the snow, especially when it's groomed, you won't see as much impact. This is a case of Flerfs grasping at straws and use a bit of the cognitive dissonance to try to prove a point that's not there. So this Flerf claim has been thoroughly debunked and crushed. Right, so that kind of debunked that whole premise that Flerfs was trying to make, that there was no footprints left in the snow. Now, yes, as I said before in that video, the snow down in Antarctica is more like really hard, compacted ice that sometimes, it's kind of got snow. It comes from snow, but it's compacted down. It's very, very cold, very dry, and it goes very hard and ice-like. Now, here's another video I'm going to show here. It's when Will Duffy and Dave McKeegan were setting up the Insta360s. So this is at the beginning of their, I think it was their 30-hour, the real-time 24-hour interactive one. You can look around, you can hear them talking and walking around and stuff like that. And you can see here where they're chatting away. You can hear the snow crunching as they're walking around. Now I'm going to mute some of the audio here because there's parts where I zoom in, you're going to see where it is just because I've slowed it down so you can see what I'm talking about. And you can see where the footprints are left. So I kind of zoom in and slow it down just to kind of reinforce the whole thing that the footprints 100% were left. And a lot of these scenes, if you look at just before people walk in, just after, and you go back and forth, the more you do it, the more and more footprints you start to see that were just left of the people who were just there. So let's get into this one here, and we'll wrap this up and call it all debunked.
That is now recording.
Preview is compressed.
Yeah, so it won't show you the full quality preview.
Now watch where Will Duffy steps here, and you can see the footprints he's leaving as he walks.
It's okay, it's no, I don't think this one's been used, so it's going through the, here's all the how to use it. Skip, go, record. There you go. We now have...
Okay.
So that is both live videos working.
So not only can you hear the crunching of how hard that is, but you can also see the footprints.
Shoot, the screen already went off. How do you turn the screen on?
Yeah, so it's fine. It's power saving. No, alright, okay, well, so it's alright. It just goes power saving.
I just want to look real quick.
Yeah, so all you do is tap the power button.
Okay.
And here, as you watch Dave McKeegan, as he moves back, and you can see where some footprints are left by Will Duffy already, and you can see right about there as you turn. You can see as you turn and how the snow's all been disturbed and packed down. yeah, so I'll call that all wrapped up. That completely debunks the whole thing of all the flat earthers and the claims they're still making. I believe one recently I seen was when MC Toon was talking to Rusted Soul, and she brought up this whole thing that the footprints weren't left, but they 100% have been left. And when you watch the footage and actually open your eyes and look somewhat hard, you can see that footprints are being left, even though that snow is still quite hardly packed. And you can hear it crunching under the feet as you walk around. As I said in the previous video, I grew up in a cold environment, living in Alberta, Canada for several years. And I used to go out winter camping and stuff because I was part of the scout groups. And we did stuff like this. And I walked in places where I'd be out in the prairie, we'd be walking on top of the snow, and it'd be like walking on concrete. And then there's times where you hit like either a pocket where it'd be softer, you'd fall through, and you can step back up on it and keep walking again. As long as you step, if you step a little later. If you jammed your feet down, you could actually eventually hammer your way through the snow. Or, you can stay on top. So, yeah, that's about it. So I'll leave it there. We'll call that all debunked. And once again, showing that flat earthers just refuse to accept the reality that the final experiment completely destroyed and falsified their flat earth cult narrative. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, people, Earth's definitely a globe, space is real, but don't forget, stay curious. I'll see you again. Thanks for watching.
Those Flerf tears freeze very well.
Ah, yes. The good stuff. Always sweeten my coffee with the tears of Flerfs.